Hello, today I am going to talk about a topic I am so passionate about, which is reading and a reading journey. And I'm going to go ahead and give you guys some financial tips on how I am able to read multiple books a month and how to maintain your reading habits for personal and professional growth. So, one of the things that I've seen in the community of entrepreneurs is that reading is a huge hobby slash business growth thing. And so a lot of people encourage reading, and you hear entrepreneurs all the time in trainings talk about a book they've recently read. And you see people taking pictures of their books on Instagram. And I think just the culture of entrepreneurship encourages constant learning, constant growth, and reading is really, truly part of this culture. Other things I have found from reading is it increases your attention span. I think this is really important for entrepreneurs because we are self-motivated. We're working on our own. We don't have people around us saying you need to focus or get back on track. But I think that reading really just helps build this muscle. I think it helps you think creatively. So the more you read, the more you're able to think of out of the box ideas. Learn how to describe things. Of course, as entrepreneurs, we're also marketing our courses, services, products. So being able to have that vocabulary, have that creativity, imagination that comes with reading. It helps you stay persistent on your goals. Honestly, reading is a thing where you don't get that instant dopamine hit. It's not like a 20-minute show that you can finish. Oftentimes, reading a book takes anywhere from a couple days to a couple weeks. And so you really have to stay persistent and follow it through in order to kind of get that dopamine hit of accomplishing something. And it helps you learn new things. So if you're really looking to learn something, oftentimes a book is a great resource to give you more education on that subject. I think that reading is a great habit for personal and professional growth. I think it helps build you up as a person. And I think that, you could use it in business. You can read about business subjects, but I think even reading books outside of specifically business still help grow your business. So that's just my opinion on reading and why I'm such a big advocate for it. I also personally just really enjoy it. And it's been such a good part of my daily routine. Okay, so tip one I have for reading is first set a reading goal. So if you sign up for the website Goodreads, you can set a yearly reading goal. And I found that this really helps keep me on track with having that habit of reading daily because I know that if I don't read daily, I'm not going to achieve that goal. You can also add friends here for accountability. I think it helps you stay accountable if other people are looking at your progress. And it's so just front and center in the website. It's like, okay, here's your goal and here's where you're at. And it shows everyone if you're behind, on track, ahead, and where you're at with their goals. And you just feel so accomplished each time you finish a book and you feel like you're working towards this bigger goal, which is it really parallels business. It really parallels, income goals and tracking that and where you're at. And, you get behind and you get caught up and maybe you're shooting for a goal that's something that feels out of reach, but you never know if you're going to get there. And if you don't get there, you probably are getting further than you would if you weren't tracking it. All right, so tip two for reading. A lot of times when people start reading, especially when you're not doing it for school, it can feel really tricky and it can feel like an expensive habit. So when I first started reading again after college, when I got into entrepreneurship, it was like every book I bought was like $10, $15. You could get it off Amazon or like your local bookstore. And it just felt like, again, another investment in the business. And I'm definitely not discouraging you from buying books. Absolutely buy books. I think that they're such a great thing to have, but I do want to give you an alternative if you're just looking for a book to read and you're not wanting to spend the money. So go to your local library. Before getting started on this reading journey, I hadn't been to a library in so long, but they're actually really cool. Not the kind of library I remember growing up. You get your library card for free. you have 3 weeks to read books. I think when I was younger, it was like 1 week, but I like the 3 week rule because you don't have to go to the library as often. And, you could get a book that maybe you're not reading full time, but you're able to take a few weeks to read it. You can most generally finish books in 3 weeks. There's actually no more late fees, so you don't have to worry about getting charged for that. Of course, I do try and take back the books because I know other people are waiting for them, but if you miss it by a day or something, you don't have to worry about paying for that. And then you can check out multiple books at a time. So I believe the limit is based on your individual library, but it could be like 25 books. Like, it's crazy how many books you could check out. And then as long as no one's waiting for them, you can renew them for another 3 weeks. And so you can really have these books for a long period of time and get through them. My personal preference when I was physically checking books out of the library was to get, 2, 3 books for that 3 week period of time. And then I would only go to the library every 3 weeks and then kind of read the books that I have and then find new ones. So anyway, I think that the library is such a great system that we definitely underutilize, but there's really no excuse for not being able to read, in terms of finances, because all the books that you need are probably at your local library. And if they're not there, you can request them. Okay, tip number 3, download the Libby app. I know this varies based on, what country you're in or what state you're in, but where I'm at, Libby is the app. You probably have something similar with where you're at. And this is just the app connected to the local library. And so here you have access to ebooks and audiobooks. So what I like about this is you could read on the go. If you aren't able to get to the library, you could still have a reading, either like an ebook or an audiobook that you can get started with. And you just use your library card number to access this. And you can also create a list on here of books that you want to read and tag them. So I really like this feature because anytime I am around people or anytime I'm in a group, like, I always ask for book recommendations. So I have just like a huge list of books that I want to read based on other people's recommendations. And I know in entrepreneurship, a lot of times you'll go to a training and you'll hear someone reference a book. I just pull out my Libby app and tag the book as something I want to read. Okay, the other tip I have, if you are kind of looking to save money, is investing in a Kindle. So yes, you're paying for the Kindle outright, and it doesn't seem like you're saving money, but over time you definitely are, because going back to over here, if you have the Libby app, you can download ebooks, which directly go to your Kindle. It saves a lot of time because you don't actually even have to go physically into the library. And, each time you finish an ebook or you want multiple ebooks, you just download them straight to your Kindle. So with Kindle, you can read for free through that library app. And when I calculate it, so last year I read 30 books. So if I do 30 and each book is normally like $15, that would be $450 that I'm paying for books versus buying like $100 for a Kindle. I also really like it because it's portable and convenient. So I find that I actually read more having a Kindle than a physical book. I just keep my Kindle in my bag, and anytime I'm out and about and it's like, oh, you're waiting in line for something, or you are waiting at the airport, or you are waiting for your Zoom meeting, it's super simple to just grab your Kindle and have it with you. Versus with the physical books, it's hard to carry around multiple physical books if you're traveling a lot. Again, like, you might carry one with you and then finish it. If that happens with your Kindle, you could just download another book. You can have multiple books, and it's really lightweight too. And there is a glare-free screen, so you can actually sit outside and read it. It's not like your phone at all. I think this is just with the paperweight, but anyway, I really like that because then I could bring it with me pretty much wherever and read outside, and it's just so enjoyable. All right, so in conclusion, like I said, reading can really up-level your life. And I think it's just such a good habit to get into as an entrepreneur. And if you're interested, I'd love for you to join Goodreads. I'm on there. Let me know in the comments if you want me to add you as a friend, and we can keep each other accountable on our reading journeys. And I hope this was helpful just in terms of how you can read multiple books, how you can stay accountable on your reading journey, and just how to save money when reading. And such a good investment to get the Kindle and just have this reading freedom and being able to read multiple books a month without breaking the bank. So thanks so much for watching, and like this video if you found it useful, and subscribe if you want more tips on entrepreneurship and lead generation. See you in the next video.